Hello and welcome back to FT Business School. How do we make better decisions? It's a question we would all like to know the answer to. And these days it's one that's taxing the brains of academics as well as individuals. Someone whose research investigates just this topic is Daniel Reid, Professor of Behavioural Science at Warwick Business School. Professor Reid, to begin with, why is it that so many of us make very bad decisions a lot of the time?
Well, I think one of the major causes, or let me say two of the major causes of bad decision making are first that we're busy, so we don't have time to spend on all the decisions that we need to make. And second, we're impulsive, right? So we think about things in the short term. So we typically will choose things that are, we choose quickly, and we choose things that are good for us in the moment rather than things that are good for us in the long term.
So is it really the path of least resistance that if it's an easy decision to make, we make it?
I think that's often right. The path of least resistance is a very powerful driver for us to make decisions. So if it seems reasonable, it's easy to do, we'll do it. Right? Not necessarily a bad thing, but it can lead us to make errors.
So can we learn to make better decisions?
I think we can learn to make better decisions a little bit. Right? It's possible, but I think it's actually quite challenging. So in specific contexts, people can learn to make better decisions. So in financial context, you can study, you can learn about what are the right financial choices to make, and you can kind of implement them. But actually, I think that saying that we can learn to make better decisions would be a bit ambitious. And I'll tell you why, because I think most of our decisions are driven by the situation or the context in which we find ourselves, and relatively little by us, right? So learning to make decisions means changing us. In reality, the best way to change our decisions is to make the environment one that facilitates the good decision.
Right, so if you're a government or a corporation, a company, you can actually implement a changing context that might change.
That's right. Yeah.
Get your people to make better decisions.
That's right, yeah. So a common example is the use of defaults. For instance, you default people into a pension plan, like with the new Nest scheme, and then people are automatically saving for a pension. If you require them to sign up, to figure out what a good pension is, and then sign up for it, very few of them will actually end up having any pension at all, and certainly very few of them will end up having any kind of decent pension.
Right, this is something called nudge theory, isn't it? Can you explain exactly what that means?
Well, nudge theory is very much what I've said. The idea is that by changing the choice environment, we can lead people to make better decisions. And the key thing with nudge is that if we know that people are often making mistakes in a particular situation, then we can say, well, if they were in a different situation, they would make fewer of these mistakes, right? So it's good for the person to be in this different situation. And so we try to change the circumstances to enable them to make those better decisions. And often it's not just about being good for them, it may also be about being good for society, as long as it's not damaging to them.
Right, so there's a bit of a big brother element to this, isn't there? It's somebody's making a decision about what is best.
Absolutely. There's controversy about nudge, and it has to do with exactly that issue, about the big brother issue. I mean, are we leading people to make decisions that they wouldn't otherwise make or don't really want to make? Now, the response to that is the one that Sunstein and Thaler presented, which is the notion of libertarian paternalism, which is that nudges are things that we change the environment in such a way that people still have the opportunity to make the decisions they were making before, the decisions, the perhaps mistaken decisions they were making before, but at the same time, we're making it easy for them to make the decisions that perhaps are better for them, perhaps better for society.
Professor Reid, thank you very much indeed. For more videos and features on business school research, go to ft.com/business education.